Mombasa is the heartbeat of Kenya's and East Africa's economic vibrancy, hosting the largest port in the region, hence making Kenya the preferred gateway to the East and Central African region. Currently, Mombasa City's potential is suffocated by an overwhelmed crossing system at the Likoni Channel. This channel separates the island of Mombasa from the mainland south and also is the access point for the Mombasa port. The channel is the access for ships into and out of the port of Mombasa, the largest port serving the larger East and Central African countries. The channel also acts as a crossing point for vehicles and pedestrians connecting the mainland and the island city. Currently, the channel is estimated to serve about 300,000 commuters and 6,000 vehicles per day. At rush hour, pedestrians rush to compete for space with motor vehicles, and this has been a glaring source of danger for pedestrians and motorists. Over time, there have been fatal accidents coupled with severe congestion, particularly at peak hours. The limited capacity of the ferry services has made the crossing at the Likoni Channel a bottleneck between Mombasa and the south coast. With the confirmation of the first COVID-19 cases in the country in mid-March 2020, the government of Kenya introduced a raft of measures aimed at curbing the spread of the pandemic among citizens. These measures included ensuring high levels of hygiene among citizens, as well as the element of social distancing among citizens at all times. These new measures presented unique challenges at the ferry, despite commendable efforts by county coordination units, security personnel, and the Kenya Ferry Services to streamline services and comply with public health guidelines at the Likoni Channel. Overcrowding at ferry approaches was prevalent, with queues extending up to 2 kilometers at peak hours. This raised concerns of an impending humanitarian crisis, especially with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. In light of the emergency situation, the Ministry of Transport, Infrastructure, Housing, Urban Development and Public Works was tasked with the implementation of an alternative crossing channel for pedestrians to ease congestion. A desired alternative would be easy to use, friendly, as well as safe for pedestrians to use, while allowing pedestrians to observe social distancing requirements. The implementation of this project was tasked to the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA. Construction works for this project have started in earnest, and all parties involved in the implementation of this project are working round the clock to ensure that the project is completed by November 2020. His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta has been at the forefront of the implementation of this pet project. His Excellency has personally led government delegates to inspect the implementation of the project and has called upon the implementing parties to ensure the delivery of the project within the agreed timelines. His Excellency is optimistic that the implementation of critical infrastructure development are one way of building cohesion among Kenyans despite the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic.
So sasa utakuwa unaandaliwa mambo yako kwa ati saa ya feri ni saa ngapi? Ni wewe masaa yako na kazi yako ikifika unavuka. Ile itatusimamisha kidogo labda ni meli ikipita. Lakini ukitaka kama wewe kazi yako ni ya saa 11 unaanza. Kama wewe safari yako ni ya saa 5 unaenda. Hakuna sasa kwenda kugojea, kupiga laini, kufanya nini. Wewe unatoka nyumbani, unaingia kazini, unamaliza kazini, unaenda nyumbani.
The Likoni Floating Bridge is a crossing at the Likoni Channel for the exclusive use of pedestrians as an alternative to the ferry. The Likoni Floating Bridge is therefore a complementary facility to the existing ferry services for residents accessing Mombasa Island. The construction of a pedestrian crossing will allow pedestrians to walk safely on a platform across the entire width of the Likoni Channel to alleviate queues and human challenges, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. The bridge is built using the highest modern technological innovations and shall be extremely safe to withstand the Indian Ocean's tidal current, waves and wind applied to the floating part. The actual operation steps shall be strictly subject to the operation manual. The bridge can be opened and closed through the operation by staff for navigation needs. The movable part shall be opened and closed, each half individually or both sides at the same time, Once construction is complete, the contractor shall be obliged to train and develop local capacity to operate and maintain the bridge as part of the government's capacity building initiatives. The Likoni Floating Bridge shall effectively relieve the traffic pressure at the existing ferries during the COVID-19 pandemic period and beyond. The new bridge will also create a shorter route linking Mombasa and the mainland south with significant social benefits. With works scheduled to be complete this year, filling of the first embankment at Likoni is complete. Pile testing has started, followed by pile driving into the ocean, which will take a minimum of 25 days. Infrastructure is a key enabler in the government's development agenda, and the Likoni Floating Bridge is a show of the government's commitment to providing a conducive environment for its development agenda. As the first of its kind in Kenya and the East Africa region, the Likoni Floating Bridge will not only complement ferry services at the Likoni Channel, but also enrich the commuter experience by reducing time wastage.